Hi everyone, I'm Arjan and today I will be talking about the art of cinematography. So just as a heads up, there will be some questions that you can answer, so the moment I finish my question, anybody can just say the answer, and at the end of the day, I'll go look back at the video, and whoever answered, I'll get you some candy or something like that. Okay, so here's a funny quote to start. Cinematography is 10% cinematography and 90% bladder control. It's a lengthy process of lighting and getting the camera angles right, and a lot of people can be kind of scared of that, but it's actually a pretty nice thing to be in. So the person who said that, Seamus McGarvey, also was the cinematographer for Godzilla, probably one of the best movies I would say of 2014 in my opinion, and The Avengers. Everybody I think knows about The Avengers. Here's another quote. I love quotes. So there's no need to have an ego as a man. Let your work on the screen be your ego. This is very important as a cinematographer because the best compliment a cinematographer can get is really no compliment at all. Because the job of a cinematographer is to make you feel a specific way about the film, but not take you out of the movie and not make you think about how great the shot really is. It should just make you feel. So Jeff Cronenweth was the cinematographer for Gone Girl, and in this you have Ben Affleck here, who played Nick Dunn, the husband, and then over here we have Rosamund Pike, who played Amy Dunn, and she was the wife. So in this movie, it's kind of a mystery, a murder mystery, who kidnapped who, who's killing who kind of thing. But as you go throughout the movie, the cinematographers kind of give you hints towards what's going on. So every time Amy is in the scene, the whole movie has kind of like a blue tinty look to it. But every time she's not in the movie or the scene isn't being affected by her, it's a lot more orange and a lot more brighter. So it kind of gives us hints as to who might be the person who's at fault here. So before we go any farther, cinematography is a collaboration. The cinematographer and the director collaborate together to make a piece. And at the end of the day, at a film, everybody, like the cinematographers, the actors, the people who are working under the director, they're just puppets, and the director is the puppeteer. So the cinematographer's job is to support the vision of a director. So can anybody tell me what this one here on the left is? What kind of camera? There's two types, main types. Go ahead.
Film to film?
Yeah, film camera.
Nice.
So this is what it all started with. Film has a more, original look. It feels a different way. And then the one on the right, there's film, and then there's
digital?
Yeah, digital. So that's a Red Dragon camera. It shoots in 6K, so you can zoom in, edit, and there's a lot more definition in it. The Red Dragon, it starts at about $25,000, and it goes anywhere up to $50,000, and that's just the body, not the lens and everything included. So we're gonna move straight on to another quote, I guess. Don't let yourself become too obsessed with the technology. Find the balance for your creativity. And I think that's really important because equipment costs a lot and it's really fun to play with, but every cinematographer will tell you that it's not the equipment that matters at the end of the day. It's the lighting, it's everything else that makes the story what it is. So we're going to talk about some camera angles. This is a low angle shot. So this shows us that the character who's being shot is in power. They know what's going on and they're in power of the shot. So this kind of gives you subtle hints. So this angle would be called a high angle shot. So this shows that the character is not in control and they might be being manipulated or something like that in the shot. So what about this one? Oh, high angle. This one? Extreme close-up. So this one means that you pan in or you're in very close to the character. It shows emotions and it displays emotions. It helps you feel what the characters are feeling. And this one is the opposite, a wide angle shot. This helps us create a setting, kind of show that atmosphere that the shot is being. These usually are the opening shots of a film or for a scene. And so now we're going to move on to one of the most important things a cinematographer does, and that is lighting. No matter how good your camera is, nothing's going to look good if it's not lit properly. And so lighting is used to convey a feeling, and it also helps us as viewers focus in on what the filmmakers want us to see. So does anybody know what movie this is?
The Lights in Our Stars?
No?
Fault in Our Stars.
The Fault in Our Stars. Okay, So this movie clearly is a chick flick, and as you can see here, the lights on their faces are very diffuse. It's very soft light, and it makes them pop out kind of, and it helps you focus in on these two, and it shows how happy they are, how in love they are. So the lighting is very soft, and it brings that happy feeling into the scene. What movie is this? Drive. So this scene in the movie is a very important scene, and it's a very, the movie is very harsh. So this scene, it almost looks like they're standing on a stage in a concert and there's a spotlight on them, because that's what the scene kind of shows you to be, because it's a very important scene. They're about to kiss for the first time, and he's about to beat the crap out of someone. So that's why the harsh lighting is used to give that harsh kind of eerie feeling. This one is James Bond, 007. This was a famous torture scene, one of the best ones, I guess. So the lighting in this is, again, very harsh. It's on him, it's on the villain, I guess, and then there's a little bit of backlight. So this kind of shows the harsh circumstances he's in. And another one, the edges of the frame are often more interesting than the center of the frame. So this comes down to composition and framing. So this we looked at today, the quadrant system. This is, you divide the screen into halves, top, bottom, left, right. And I guess this is a way of telling a story visually that a viewer might not notice, but like in their head they realize that it's happening. So this, anybody know what movie this is? Grand Budapest Hotel. So while the cinematographer for this is Robert Yeoman, the person, Wes Anderson, is a director who's known for films like this. Everything's very centered. There's a middle line, and the movements are strict and very precise. And some people might not like this, but that's his style, and he's famous for it now. That's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. So what's really important? We spoke about cameras, but we only had one slide on cameras, and that's because lighting, camera angles, and then composition is what makes a cinematographer great. Because we all start out with a little camera telling stories, and the greatest cinematographers are there to tell stories and not for the equipment. Thank you.